We decided to stay in Hoi An, a quieter outpost that is more countryside. This 5-bedroom villa comes equipped with a gardener we passed out front and a cleaner who is prone to burst in mid-coitus to ask if you want the sheets changed. Maybe after we've finished, my dear. I'm only joking, she only watches without saying a word, with the most intense eye contact. Vietnamese dedication to hospitality is second to none. We had it for a fair price because I told them I was LeBron James. Turns out all black people do bear a striking resemblance. I will not bore you with a full tour. The villa backs onto the river and has a paddle boat and private pool, which are as much use to me as a tanning bed is to an Inuit. But I digress. The villa has unique features. Where other places aim to keep nature out at all costs, this particular place aims to invite them in. If a window or door are left open, little lizards will enter without an invite, unlike the vampires in Sinners. Danang is only 30 minutes away by car, and for the whopping price of 323,000 Vietnamese dong, you can get a taxi there, which converts to only £10. Finally, we hit the town centre in Hanoi. The markets are beautiful and busy, and we enjoy some food and 20 or so cocktails on the veranda. The bill is an eye-watering 1.8 million dong, and we paid it without batting an eyelid. The bill is only £50. We leave the veranda in search of other vices, the types only to be found in dark corners or down dodgy alleyways. Hopefully, there is a happy ending. After that 17-hour flight into Vietnam, I seem to have developed a knot in my neck. I might need to visit one of these renowned massage parlors to receive the relevant treatment. To my utter disappointment and growing disdain, Posh was dragging me in search of a hidden bar. She has a knack for finding these hidden gems whenever we visit a new city or township. We encountered the cutest guard dog, but he was adamant that I could not come in. But he soon piped down after I told him about my noodle recipe with snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. In the end, I had to bribe him with a belly rub. The bar was quiet and quaint, with its eclectic decor and rustic charm. This visit was well worth the adventure. This first night in Hoi An had gone off without a hitch, and despite the absence of a happy ending, I was not disappointed. It appears I had spoken too soon, and here came the monsoon. We sought refuge from the deluge in a nearby shop, and the kindest lady offered me an umbrella for free despite my offers to pay or rap the lyrics to get rich or die trying. Unfortunately, there was only one, and being the super-duper feminist that I am, I wouldn't dare patronize Posh with my patriarchy or any display of chivalry. I wholeheartedly supported her decision to get wet straight through and develop pneumonia.
One day, it started raining, and it didn't quit for 4 months. We've been through every kind of rain there is. Little bit of stinging rain, and big old fat rain. Rain that flew in sideways.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. We are off for a hopefully eventful night in Danang. This is the Dragon Bridge, or Khao Rong, the famous structure that crosses the Han River in Danang. As you watch, the bridge changes color like a steel chameleon. A lesser-known fact is that Vietnam was a French colony. In 1858, this is where the French first landed. Today, about 693,000 Vietnamese still speak French. Remnants of the colonial period. We had our names engraved with hearts on a lock, a real-life rom-com script. We added ours to thousands of lovers now divorced or separated, but surely our affections will last forever. Along with leprechauns and unicorns and other irrefutable facts, Posh is also a magician. Now you key me, now you don't.
Fast enough, but I made it out halfway done.
The night is young, but we are elderly and suffer with arthritis. But we pop some Xanax and other medicines I shall not mention here, and we push on into the night. Meet Fluffy. You might remember him from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, guarding the trapdoor in Hogwarts. He's had trouble finding work since the studio recast him in the upcoming series with a parakeet who identifies as a chihuahua. I didn't have a flute to put him to sleep, so I had to sing the lyrics to Who Let the Dogs Out and Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machines. Between us, we had about 8 confirmed kills, and once we had completed our cocktail reconnaissance, we continued on the Ho Chi Minh Trail in search of any more delights the Danang nightlife had to offer. Bingo.
Turn around.
We've caught wind of a popular rooftop bar and we took off. The directions were less than straightforward. Into the lobby of the hotel, up 33 floors, across the lobby and into another lift up to the roof. I felt like Jack climbing the beanstalk. Fee fi fo, for fuck's sake. Danang is known and celebrated for its 7 bridges, all of which cross the Han River. Each bridge explores a unique architectural design, and from our drunken rooftop perch we can espy most of them. Danang is not as tall as Ho Chi Minh, but no less grand, and is absolutely beautiful from these heights. Posh said she wanted to see the dancers. I was forced, kicking and screaming, with my eyelids forced open with chopsticks. It was torture. I eventually turned my back on this outrage. We tipped them handsomely to support the local economy and then left to think on our sins. Our night in Danang comes to a close, and it has not disappointed. 40 cocktails later, and millions of dongs spent the night has delivered everything it has promised. As we stagger out into the warm night air, the liquor has left us with no cares. We call for a chariot and head home to a peaceful night in Hoi An.
Hey, girl, no race to a win, so saddle up cause a racing time. Buckle up cause a racing time. All the riders, them form a line, cause now a racing time. Go, baby, a racing time. Speed up cause a racing time. Baby, somebody have to physically fit. Broke record like Dry Magastic. You look like a real cyclist. Enough of them back down when time me tell.
It's a beautiful day in Hoi An, riding through the rice paddies to Tok, a British-owned restaurant that serves the most amazing cuisine and coconut coffee. The ambience is modern but blends perfectly with the rice paddies and palm trees that surround it. The atmosphere is very intimate and laid back, the perfect recipe for hangovers. The ride home is bordered by family homes, fish ponds, and some of the most scenic parts of our tour thus far. In Vietnam, especially Hoi An, there is a different pace of life. People live slowly, more deliberately. As Elliot and E.T. are riding home, the caffeine kicks in. Next thing I'm powering through like Lance Armstrong on the Tour de France. Then tragedy struck. I'm caught doping. After breaking the bicycle, I had to ride home in Posh's basket like E.T., and once we phoned home, we got ready and headed out to Hoi An, which we hadn't seen in the daylight. The markets were busy and awash with vibrant colours and the buzz of commerce. In the growing twilight, all the shops seemed inviting with their lanterns and glowing golden lights. In the heart of Hoi An, we now approach the Japanese bridge, or Lai Vian Q, a covered bridge with a Taoist temple. In 1595, the Japanese merchants who settled here constructed the bridge to cross this outlet of the river. In 1653, the temple was built which consecrated the bridge. The bridge is steeped in Japanese mythology, with homage paid to the monkey and dog gods who control the Namazu, a creature that causes earthquakes. The bridge serves as a significant historic and iconic symbol, and since 2006 appears on the 20,000 Vietnamese banknote. Lai Vien Kieu means a bridge to welcome guests from afar. At dusk, these boats that fill the Thu Bon River light their lanterns. They are like fireflies floating on the water. The streets come to life with the light. The air is electric, captivating. Hoi An has been unforgettable. Luckily, we noticed the paparazzi waiting for us outside, forcing us to flee down this back alley. This is the last time we will look upon this ancient beauty. It has been a blessing. Tam Biet Hoi An. We experience another sprinkling of showers, but it will not hinder us as we make our way to Marble Mountain in Danang. Marble Mountain is a group of 5 limestone casts named after the 5 elements. The sites are a spiritual place, with pagodas and temples built perfectly into the soft limestone. One must be mindful of the crowds and queues when visiting Marble Mountain. There are hundreds of visitors daily. The queue is longer than that time I went to see Bonnie Blue. Those walls were of a similar width and had seen just as many customers. As we move from the Majora to the Menorah, one must be careful. The area has a unique local atmosphere that makes the surfaces moist and slippery when wet. Caution cannot be spared. A gentleman nearby said there might be cave crabs, but I did not see any. The temples and pagodas here were crafted by Buddhist monks who burn incense to statues of the Buddha. Some say the religion that began in India came to Vietnam, perhaps through their northern neighbours China, sometime in 1 AD. Siddhartha Gautama was said to have been born in Lumbini, which is now modern-day Nepal, and achieved nirvana while wandering in India. There are 3 schools of Buddhism: Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. The Mahayana is most dominant in Vietnam. Buddhism has great influence in Vietnamese culture, and architecture especially bears significant Buddhist influence. This is the Ja Loi Tower, 28 meters tall with over 200 statues of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas and Arhats. The tower houses the largest number of stone statues in Vietnam. This was built in 1997, but there is a relic here, far older than the tower and far more precious. The Non Nok Pagoda is one of the oldest surviving in Danang, over 300 years old. It has survived wars with the French and Americans. Standing on the hallowed steps to this sacred site, one is almost spirited away, unburdened, as if the Buddha himself has brought me nearer nirvana. There is an old magic here upon this mountain, ancient, almost tangible, but just beyond your grasp. There is no shortcut to enlightenment, but being in this place, surrounded by these spiritual artifacts, there is a certain peace pervading the air, a calm that settles upon the soul. Our escape to Marble Mountain has been mystifying. Perhaps these are the crabs the gentleman spoke of. We encounter a vicious Vietnamese Doberman pincer, a rabid creature frothing at the mouth. Don't be fooled by its cutesy appearance. It nearly had my arm. Were I not made of vibranium, I would have been forced to become a liberal. We have experienced the comely countryside and markets in Hoi An, and have discovered many of Danang's delights. Danang is a city of some duality, bustling nightlife on the backdrop of Buddhist shrines and religious rites that are deep-rooted in this culture. Each city has a deeply unique experience on offer, a unique pace and palette that sets them apart. Next, we move on to the old imperial city of Hue, where Hoi An is homely countryside and Danang is spiritual. Hue is full of rich history. The city is the home and seat of the last Vietnamese royal dynasty. Join us on our journey as we scour the imperial citadel and follow these intrepid travelers as they teach you how to train your dragons. I'm Patois, she's Posh, just your unfriendly neighborhood couple, exploring this planet one place and passport page at a time, and telling our stories about this third rock from the sun. Until next time.